Paltry.
Paltry. Adjective meaning trivial.
Panacea.
Panacea, noun, the remedy for all ills. You know, I could use one of those.
Paradox.
Paradox? Dr. Welby, Dr. Kildare.
Willie, we're trying to study.
Just throwing in a little levity.
Levity, noun, meaning frivolity. You could use some of that, you know.
The college entrance exam is crucial if you want to get into a good school.
I do. But you can't expect me to learn the entire English language in 3 days.
Just relax, buddy.
He won't let me.
She has got to be conscientious.
Conscientious, let me see. Don't tell me.
Adjective, meaning governed by the dictates of conscience. Synonyms are painstaking, thorough, and scrupulous.
Annie, it can be very difficult sometimes when you have a sister who reads Roget's Thesaurus for fun.
Come on, buddy. We'll do some more studying in the car.
I want to go on my bike. Night.
Buddy's right, you know. Some people find me very intimidating.
Others, however, find you delightful.
I thought you already handed in your essay on Emily Dickinson.
I did, but I can't stop thinking about her. It's hard to believe, but she was never published in her lifetime.
Yes, I know the feeling. Come on, I'll drive you to school.
Actually, I was thinking about taking the day off.
You don't say.
I'm way ahead in my classes. If I stayed out a day or two, nobody would mind.
Except the truant officer when I report you.
You know, sometimes being a child is very inequitable.
Inequitable. Adjective, meaning them's the breaks.
Bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Blow that at last.
Well, tomorrow I'd like you to memorize This Is My Letter to the World by Emily Dickinson. Hold it. After I hand out the papers, you can go to recess. Martha, I may be in the minority, but I do not consider Barry Manilow a major poet. Elisa, I know what the encyclopedia has to say about Robert Frost. I wanted to read your words. Annie, you've done it again. Your essay on Emily Dickinson is wonderful. With your permission, I'd like to make copies so everyone can read it. Peter, watch the punctuation. Good work, Stevie. Would you pass these across? Skipper? Very nice.
10 pages.
Smart.
I knew it.
Better.
We were only supposed to do
Very
2 to
good.
4.
I use large margins.
By outstanding, she made you stand out in this crowd like blue cheese.
Give it back. Make me, egghead.
Oh, dear. How clumsy of me.
Miss Chase, if you don't mind, I'd rather that my essay wasn't handed out to the class.
But Annie, you did wonderful work.
If it's okay, I'd like to keep that between you and me.
Well, it's everyone's loss. But I think I understand.
Thanks. You really liked it, huh?
Foursquare with us?
No, thanks.
Oh, come on. Elise and I want to apologize for ripping your paper.
Yeah?
Yes. Just because you're Albert Einstein is no reason for us to pick on you.
In fact, we'd like you to be our friend.
I'd even like you to come to my party this Saturday.
I'd love it. We think you should bring Peter Turner as your date.
We already talked to him. He thinks you're a fox.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He likes girls with big brains.
He'd ask you himself, but he's shy. Especially with girls he likes as much as you, Annie.
Well, come on. Okay.
Hey, Peter! Annie's got something to ask you. Go on, Annie. Ask him.
I was wondering if you'd like to go to Elisa's party with me on Saturday. Sorry, Annie. Elisa's mother doesn't allow dogs in the house.
Beginning New Year's Eve, Decades presents A Toast.
As a backup school, there's always Berkeley.
Yeah, Audrey says Berkeley has classes you can watch on television.
If there's a boring lecturer, I suppose you can change the channel.
May I be excused, please?
You haven't touched your dessert.
I'm not particularly hungry, thank you.
You're excused.
You know, when I was in college, my professor would never consider conducting a class by television.
Darling, when you were in college, they didn't have television.
Now, wait a minute, Dad. Don't you think we're shooting a little high? I mean, these are top-notch schools we're talking about. They're hard to get into.
Terrific schools for a terrific girl.
Yeah, but what if I blow it on the test?
Don't be silly.
Well, last month on an ordinary French exam, I froze right up.
Well, this isn't an ordinary exam. This is the most important test you will ever take.
Yeah, well, if you're trying to make me feel better, it's not working.
Buddy, I never knew you to choke up before the big game.
Big game,
Metaphor.
metaphor. Noun, meaning figure of speech, right?
As soon as I help your mother, we'll do some more studying. The important thing is, buddy, not to worry.
Sure. Why worry when you can panic?
Annie?
I'm studying.
I'll just take a moment of your time.
Door's open.
Emily Dickinson, I see.
It's tomorrow's assignment.
This is my letter to the world that never wrote to me.
The simple news that nature told with tender majesty.
It's lovely. I wish more of my students were as interested in their studies as you are.
Is there always one kid who stands out in the class?
Sometimes, yes, one or two.
Do they seem as happy as the other kids?
Annie, what are you getting at?
Oh, nothing. It's not important.
You're having trouble at school, aren't you?
Who, me? I get straight A's.
That's not the kind of trouble I'm talking about. Are you bored?
No, I love school. Would you like to hear my assignment? I think I have the whole poem down perfectly.
Annie, usually you can talk to me. Why not now?
You know there are some things you can't tell me about. Well, I think I've got some of those things, too.
Let me know if you change your mind.
I could tell her, Sam, but I just don't think she'd understand.
Good morning, class. Good morning, Miss Chase. Would someone like to tell me what's so funny? I don't suppose any of you would like to take credit for this little masterpiece. Annie, do you know who did it?
No.
Very well. I hope you'll just regard this as the work of jealous, little minds. Now, who's able to recite last night's homework assignment? No one? Mary? Stephen? Annie, did you have your hand up?
No.
Well, since Emily Dickinson was the subject of your essay, wouldn't you like to recite the poem?
I'm sorry, Miss Chase. I'm afraid I didn't do last night's assignment.
Well, I guess that leaves me. This is my letter to the world that never wrote to me, the simple news that nature told with tender majesty. Her message is committed to hands I cannot see.
Your time is up for part 2. Put your pencil down. Do not for any reason go back to part 2. Turn over the page and proceed to part 3, reading comprehension. Be sure to fill in the correct answer with a thick black mark. The computer will not give credit if a mistake is incompletely erased. If you have any questions, raise your hand. You have 45 minutes for this part of the exam. Ready? Begin.
Doug, what's going on? It's 7 in the morning.
We decided to try a dry run under simulated test conditions.
We decided.
But he's very keyed up about this exam.
I can't imagine why.
Kate, I'm only trying to help.
Well, what about tomorrow morning in the exam room? Or does she plan to take along your photograph, or better yet, have you take the exam?
You're being unfair.
What about you? Buddy's done pretty well for himself the last 17 years.
I think you underestimate the SATs.
Sweet as you are, you underestimate Buddy.
You have 43 minutes.
Half day today, Kidlet?
Oh,
Oh, you ditched, huh?
Oh, no, not really.
Come on, Annie. You're talking to one of the most famous truants in the Pasadena school system history.
You won't tell Kate?
Not if you tell me why you did it.
I can't.
No deal.
I'm encountering a hostile response from my peers.
You mind translating that to English?
You sound just like Martha Halston, making fun of the way I talk. Can I help it if I have a good vocabulary?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you can. Why do you suppose Martha Halston does that?
Because she's too stupid to understand a word I say.
Well, have you considered using words that you would understand?
Yes, but I'm not allowed to say them.
Annie, it doesn't matter how smart a person is. If he can't make himself understood, then nobody gives a damn about what he has to say. Emily Dickinson knew that. That's why she used such simple language in her poetry. Annie, what is it?
It's not just the words I use. They make fun of the way I talk, the way I think, the way I look, everything. Lily, I didn't come home today to ditch school. I love school. But they pick on me. I was afraid to be on the playground alone.
Oh, Annie.
I'm a freak. Nobody wants to be friends with a freak.
I'm a freak.
Well, you're my brother, so it doesn't count.
Sit down. Just for a minute. You know, I've never had many friends either. So I guess I'm no expert, but it seems to me that if you're nice to people, then they're usually nice to you. I bet if you went back to school and made a special effort with Martha Halston, she'd come around.
You don't know Martha Halston.
Yes, but I do know Annie Cooper Lawrence very well.
Might as well give it a try.
Good. Good. I'll give you a ride back to school.
Willie, what if it doesn't work?
Then you'll learn karate.
Moving beyond Germany, we come to a group of countries often referred to as Eastern Europe. Who can name them? Nobody? Annie, how about you? The answer is Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania, Hungary, and Turkey. Which of these countries is also associated with the Middle East? Martha. Martha, did you or did you not do last night's homework?
I'm not sure. When was last night?
Martha, if you can't answer the question, I'm going to have to give you a 0 for the day.
Turkey.
That's right. Can you tell me some unique features of turkey?
It goes great with cranberry sauce. Not to mention sweet potatoes.
Annie, this isn't recess. I think I've heard enough jokes.
Yeah, but they haven't.
Annie, I'm surprised at you. Do you want me to call your mother?
That's all right. I'll do it for you. Mom!
Annie, you stay. I want to talk to you.
Thanks for helping me out. How'd you like to walk home with us after school?
Sure.
We'll wait for you outside, okay?
Martha and Elisa, I suggest you go home and do some studying. Tomorrow's geography exam is going to cover the entire unit.
Essay and multiple choice?
That's right. The works. And Martha, because of your performance this quarter, it is very important that you do well.
I'm gonna ace this one. Just wait and see. We'll wait for you on the playground, Annie.
Feels good, doesn't it?
What?
Cutting up in class.
I was just being funny.
I know. I heard the laughs.
At least you were laughing with me, not at me.
I understand why you did it, Annie, but that really doesn't excuse it. You already know most of the answers to the questions I asked. But I'll bet that after today's class, none of those other students do.
I know, I'm sorry.
I want you to make friends with your classmates. I just think there's a better time to do it. Like after class.
You're right.
I guess you better hurry. Well, you don't want to keep your new pals waiting.
Oh, good. Just in time to join me.
Don't think so fast.
Oh, come on. This chicken gave its life so that we might eat club
I'm
sandwiches.
not hungry.
You and Dad through cramming?
No, he thinks I'm upstairs, studying vocabulary. If he knew I were down here, he'd have a paroxysm.
A what?
A fit.
Oh. Boy, I'm glad I never had to take that test.
I wish I didn't have to.
Buddy, you'll do fine. Just remember to...
Don't give me any advice. I don't want to hear any more advice. I'll cry.
Buddy, just relax.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Stand up. Take a deep breath. Now let it out. Huh? Take another deep breath. Let it out. Buddy, let it out. Buddy, breathe. Come on, buddy, breathe.
If I faint, I won't have to study.
Just look at it this way. This time tomorrow it'll all be over.
Yeah, the exam, college, and life.
Boy, next to Buddy, you're not so bad off.
Hi. Kate, these are my friends, Martha and Elisa.
Hello.
They're in my class at school.
Oh, that's nice. You're lucky to have such a fine teacher as Miss Chase.
How was school, Kate?
You know, somehow I still feel I'm supposed to ask you that question. It was fine. How about geography?
Out of this world.
Oh. Make yourselves comfortable, ladies. If you'll excuse me, I have some classwork to do.
Your mother goes to school? No wonder you're so smart.
She's a high school teacher. That's the only reason Miss Chase is nice to me. It's like a union rule. Teachers are nice to other teachers' kids.
Yeah? Well, I don't think Miss Chase is going to be nice to anybody tomorrow. How am I ever going to pass a geography test?
I could help you.
How?
You could stay for dinner and we could study together.
And miss all the good TV shows? No way. I know how you could help us, Annie.
Sure, anything.
Tomorrow, during the test, whenever Miss Chase turns her back, tip your paper towards me. I'll copy from you, and then Elisa can copy from me.
Wouldn't it be just as easy to learn the material?
For you, maybe, not for us.
I don't know about cheating.
Who said anything about cheating? This is helping friends. You want to be our friend, don't you?
Yeah, but
Great. Then we'll see you tomorrow. Come on, Lisa. Thanks for helping us out. You won't be sorry.
I'm not so sure.
Did you relay my message to your sister?
I told her if she wasn't down here in 2 minutes, there'd be hell to pay.
And?
She said to bill her later.
This may take a while. I may not see you, so good luck, honey. I know you'll be fine. Have a good game, darling.
What time is it?
Got about 40 minutes.
Countdown has started. Can I get you something to eat?
I don't think that's a good idea. Can we go now?
Well, you should have something in your stomach.
I already have something in my stomach. Butterflies.
Annie?
Come in.
Why are you dawdling?
I'm not dawdling. I'm too sick to dawdle.
You do not have a temperature.
Really, Kate? Just give it time. It's abnormal.
The only thing that's abnormal around here is your behavior. I want you up, dressed, and out in 5 minutes.
Kate, please. I can't go to school today.
Why not?
I can't say. Just let me stay at home today, please.
I'm sorry, Cookie, if you don't have a very good reason.
You know those 2 girls who came over yesterday? They're evil.
Yesterday you said they were your friends.
Today I know better.
Annie, if those girls are up to something, you tell Miss Chase.
If I rat on them, I won't live to see my braces come off.
Do you want me to speak to her?
No, you can't.
Well, either you speak to her or I will. We all want to see your braces come off.
Just what I always wanted to be, a stool pigeon.
I think you're already a sitting duck. Get moving.
Good eraser?
Check.
Sharpened pencils?
Check.
Wristwatch?
Check. Double check. Bye.
Buddy, wait! few last-minute tips.
Dad.
Now, this will only take a second. 1. Wrong answers are penalized, so no guessing. 2. Only correct answers count, so don't waste time on difficult questions. 3. Choice of seat.
Next to a genius if I'm lucky.
Off by yourself. You don't want anyone distracting you.
Can I go?
Yeah. Gonna be great, buddy. I got this gut feeling.
So do I. It's called nausea. Bye.
What in the world are you doing there?
Gardening?
Annie, come over here. Come on. Come here. Now, aren't you supposed to be in school?
It depends on who you're talking to.
Annie.
If you let me stay here today, I'll wash your car, I'll sweep your floor, I'll do your windows.
Annie. Why are you so afraid of going to school?
Remember what you told me about making friends? Well, it worked. My new friends want me to help them cheat on today's exam.
So tell Miss Chase.
And wind up in the trunk of some car? No, thanks.
Annie, I'm sorry if I gave you bad advice.
It's not your fault. Let me tag along with you today, please.
Look, I have to go to the library and do some research on that newspaper article I'm writing.
Great, but we better get going. Doug went to play tennis, and he'll be coming home soon to change his clothes.
Boy, you don't miss anything, do you?
Today I'm missing school.
Come on.
Look at this. A whole row of Emily Dickinson. Do you know that she wrote over 2,000 poems?
And all without an electric typewriter.
This one's my favorite. The soul selects her own society, then shuts the door. To her divine majority, present no more. I understand that so well.
Because you prefer to be alone?
Because I know what it's like to be misunderstood. Do you know that in her hometown, Emily used to be called the Dickinsons' half-cracked daughter?
Well, if you dressed only in white and spent all day writing in the attic, people would say the same thing about you.
But that's just the point. I'm not even as weird as Emily, and people still make fun of me.
I don't think that's a fair comparison.
But it is. As a girl, Emily tried to be just like everybody else, just like me. She went to dances and parties, but there was always somebody there trying to point out how different she was. After a while, she just gave up. She never left her room.
Must have been a nice room.
Maybe I should do that. I wouldn't go anywhere. Not even school.
What about your friends? Who would you talk to?
You'd talk to me, wouldn't you? And Buddy, and Doug, and Kate. I've always done much better with adults.
Annie, you're only 12 years old.
So what? You were just 16 when you dropped out of high school. The soul selects her own society. If it's good enough for Emily, it's good enough for me.
Emily Dickinson, you have given the world great poetry, but what have you done to Annie?
Buddy, wait. What are you doing home from the exam?
I don't want to talk about it.
Buddy.
I just couldn't go through with it. I'm sorry.
Oh, for heaven's sake, why?
Because all this time you've been tutoring me and counting on me, I knew I couldn't measure up.
I don't understand.
No, you don't understand, and that's the problem. You don't understand, and you never will.
Emily Dickinson ever played hooky?
Are you kidding? She played hooky for life
Do you think she ever played badminton?
in her little room.
Maybe just marbles.
Annie,
Kate,
now that we've taken roll call, what are you doing home from school?
I was about to ask you the same question.
My seniors are taking college boards. What's your excuse?
Phys ed?
No, Mom, I take full responsibility for Annie not being in school today.
Well, that's just swell. Expert as you are in educational matters.
Mom, we're not talking about educational matters.
I am personally escorting you back to school.
No, you're not.
I'm sorry. Yes, I am.
If you make me go back to school, I'll just ditch again, I swear.
You're to do what I say, Annie, and right now.
I'm never going back to that school. Nothing you say will make me change my mind.
Any luck?
Annie said that Emily Dickinson stayed in her room for 30 years. I told her that room service would be discontinued after tonight.
What about Buddy?
She's fast asleep, which means there are 2 desserts for the taking. Doug,
I pushed it too hard, Kate.
you meant well.
And look at the results. I don't know why every time it comes to college or tests, I charge ahead like a madman.
Next time you won't.
I wish I could believe that. I've been sitting here thinking about Buddy, wondering whether she'll get into college anywhere. If not, how she'll find a job, what kind of a future she'll have.
I remember the night Willie announced he was quitting high school. You said the same thing then?
I guess he's done all right.
So will Buddy, with us or without us. The time has passed when we could hope to make things go smoothly for our children. If Buddy was going to fail that test, which I doubt, you should have let her. Hard as it is, you have to let her fall on her face by herself.
Sorry. It's okay, I'm awake. I just came in to borrow some stationery. For what? I'm writing my will. If Martha Halston ever sees me again, my days are numbered. Are you feeling any better?
Not much.
Do you want to talk about it?
What's there to talk about now that I've ruined my whole life?
Buddy.
It's okay, I've decided to look for a job.
Without a college degree? Sorry.
Doesn't matter. Now that I've blown the SATs, I couldn't get into a college. Not a college Dad would approve of. Which makes me feel very dumb.
What a pair we make. You think you're too dumb, I think I'm too smart, and we're both miserable.
Misery loves company. Want to crawl next to me for a while? Did Emily Dickinson have a sister?
Yeah. But not like mine. Yeah, well.
I like one with the red.
Right. Matches my eyes.
I want to explain why I allowed Annie to ditch school yesterday.
I'm waiting.
I couldn't help remembering all the times as a kid I needed to check out for a while. It's very hard for Annie right now.
It's not going to get any easier if she keeps avoiding the problem.
Well, what about a special school?
That's possible, Willie, but I think it's wrong. It isn't as if Annie were getting the right kind of academic attention.
Yes, but she is a highly unusual child.
She better get used to that, starting now.
I don't think it's a good idea to pressure her, though, Mom. Look at Dad and Buddy.
Just because your father pushed Buddy too hard is no reason not to be firm with Annie. There's a time for pushing children, a time for stepping back. Right now, it's time for school.
What makes you think she'll come out of her room?
The years have shown that delicate cases such as these require a certain measure of tact. Annie.
So much for tact.
Annie, this is your mother speaking. If you don't open the door, I'm going to call the fire department to come and break it down. I am then going to give you a spanking you will talk about to your grandchildren. Tact.
There's no reason to resort to threats of violence, Kate. I think we can discuss this issue amicably. After all, we are two rational adults.
No, Annie. I am an adult. You are a child. A wonderful 12-year-old child.
In my own defense, I would like
I
to
think
say...
it's important that you listen to what I have to say. When I'm finished, then it's your turn. Look at me. Everything that's happened to you in the last few days has less to do with being smart than with being different. Tall people want to be shorter. Short people want to be taller.
And I want to be anybody but me.
You're going to be you for a long time. You better get used to it.
What's the point?
The point is, unless you like yourself, how can you expect other kids to like you?
I don't give a darn about those other kids. I've got Willie and Buddy.
Remote as it may seem to you at this moment, Buddy's going away to college next year. It's only a matter of time before Willie leaves home. But you're here for the count, babe. You better make the most of it.
How?
Realize that you're a terrific little girl with everything going for you. Somebody with smarts like yours should be able to do anything.
Really?
Absolutely. Except play hooky.
Secti, wanted, 75 WPM.
Experienced secretary, 75 words per minute. How fast can you type?
Type.
You better keep reading.
Secti, Adam, Ast, PR firm.
You looking for a job, Willie?
No, I thought I'd get a jump on people not going to college.
Put the paper down, buddy.
Here's a good one.
Letitia.
Letitia, here's where I get off.
Buddy. You know, I failed the bar exam 3 times. Every time the scores came in, my father would insist on plunging into another crash course to get me ready for the next one. By the time the test day came along, I was so nervous I couldn't sign my own name. All I could think about was my father's face when I told him I'd failed again. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, when you started giving me tips on the way to the exam, I was about to scream.
Really? Well, next time, scream.
Next time?
I talked to your counselor. She says if you take the SATs next time they're given, you'll have your scores in plenty of time for your college applications.
Well, what if I blow it?
Well, then you fail. Period. What I'm trying to say is, it's okay. Everyone fails one time or another.
But what if I do? Won't you be disappointed in me?
Honey, I have never been disappointed in you. Who you are has nothing to do with colleges or exams. You are a truly remarkable, wonderful young woman. How can I ever be disappointed in you?
Sometimes I think you love me too much.
Well, no one's perfect.
Coffee?
Yes, thanks.
Is she coming down?
Getting ready.
Thought I'd offer her a ride. And if those ratty little kids give her any more trouble, I'll break both their legs. Well, don't you look cheerful this morning?
Willie, please, do not try to jolly me out of this.
Not when I'm preparing to do battle.
Can I fix you something, Corporal?
No, thank you. I think I'll skip chow and just head right for the trenches.
Can I give you a ride?
No, this is something I have to do on my own.
I hope she'll be all right.
I hope Martha Halston will be all right.
Martha, look who's back. I flunked the test yesterday because of you. Just wait till recess. You're gonna pay.
All right. Who would like to be the first to talk about last night's assignment?
P.U. What's that smell?
Annie, put your arm down.
Annie?
Before I talk about last night's assignment, I'd like to apologize for not being here yesterday.
Oh, that's okay, Annie. Anytime.
Certain people made me feel like a weirdo for being smart. When this kind of thing happened to Emily Dickinson, she'd run away. Yesterday I tried that. But I'm not Emily Dickinson. I'm not even a weirdo, despite what some of you think. I'm just a good student, that's all. I like school. Maybe that sounds crazy, but we're all crazy in one way or another. Some people play tennis. I diagram sentences. Anyway, I'm not going to run away again. I'm just going to be me because that's the only person I can be. But I'm more than just a smart kid. And none of you really know that about me. I want to get to know you better, and I want you to know me better too. All of you. Well, that's all I have to say. Next week, we begin studying animal behavior. I can't decide whether to observe a hamster, a gerbil, or a snake.
Well, if you're going to observe at home, how about a goldfish?
Or a pet rock?
It's 6 o'clock. Where have you been?
At Elisa Pollock's house.
Sounds like everything went well at school.
Are you kidding? 3 kids asked me to be their study partners. Then at lunch, Martha Halston gave me half of her tuna fish sandwich.
But you hate tuna fish.
I consider it a small price to pay for being popular.